Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm the Filmic nerd, Anargya Kodam, and today we're going to be reviewing the Neewer Steadicam, or the Stabilizer, right after the intro. Before we start, let's look at some footage that's filmed using the Steadicam. Okay, now about the Steadicam we've got right here, and what we're going to be doing is first having a look at everything that comes out of the box. With the Steadicam we have two types of weights. One's a bit heavier than the other one. I'm not exactly sure about how much each of them weigh, as you can see laid out. We do also get the manual, but who keeps the manual? I mean, I just chucked it in the bin. I don't know where it is right now. Even if it was here, it wouldn't be a great use because the manual was in Chinese and I personally do not speak Chinese. Can't help the situation. So before we look at the Steadicam, let's have a look at the weights. So here are the weights, both the weights. One of them's way lighter than the other one. I can't actually explain you how heavy these are. They are quite heavy. Putting these aside, we've also got a screw, and we've got these kind of knobs that I believe are made out of aluminium, but they do not feel that great compared to the stabilizer itself. But who cares? I mean, the stabilizer is the one we're going to be really using. So coming to the stabilizer itself, let's start with the pros and cons. So this is how I review things. Every pro I give, I add them a point, and every con I give, I take away a point. If the product is left in a positive number, usually that means it's great, good to buy. If it's left in a negative number, that usually means it's not a good product. Let's get into the pros first. So firstly, point number one, has a good build quality. Although you're getting this for £40 in the UK, I'm not sure about the US. It doesn't feel like something you would get at that price range. It feels really sturdy, really good. This one's made out of aluminium, and there's also a carbon fiber version of this. However, I'm not sure about how much the carbon fiber version costs, because I use the Canon 200D and it's really a light camera, and it being my main camera, I went with the aluminium version because aluminium is a bit more lighter compared to carbon fiber, so this one can counteract the weight of my camera better. So the second point, it is really easy to adjust. I'll be handing over this video to my future self to show you how easy it is. Thank you, Anargya from the future. I appreciate that. Coming to the third point, the price. It's £40 in the UK, as I mentioned before, which is really affordable and cheap. Coming to the fourth and the final pro, it's very lightweight. As I mentioned before, it counteracts my camera really well. This doesn't mean it necessarily counteracts your camera really well. The heavier it is, the more stable it is, and I do agree with it. But having a lighter camera, I didn't want to make my stabilizer bottom heavy, which would just ruin the stabilization. And also having a lighter stabilizer means that your hands are gonna get less trained, and this is very important because if you have a very long shoot, lighter stabilizers are gonna be better because you can use them for a longer period of time without getting strained. Right now, this Steadicam has 4 points. So let's talk about the cons now. This stabilizer has a really bad quick release plate. I don't really like it. The knobs sometimes get really tight and it's really hard to untighten them. Sometimes it just kind of hurts my hand about how hard I need to try to untighten them. And finally, this could affect the whole reason why you want to buy the Steadicam. The stability isn't that good. I'm not saying it's bad, it's worse, you can't use it. It's usable, it's very usable. However, there's still some shake present. I think this is partially because of me not being really experienced with this Steadicam. I think I own it for 2 months now. I wouldn't say I'm the best at using it. Of course I can get better, but the state I'm right now, it is really hard to give it that cinematic motion because of that minute shake that's present in the video. That puts the Steadicam at 2 points. Do I recommend this? And I do. It's really great for what you get in the price. You have to really keep in mind you're probably just starting out and you probably do not have access to such expensive gear like the glide cam or the fly cam, and I can assure you this is a really great place to start. You can learn this and then, like, you know, one day hold the glide cam and adapt to the glide cam really quick because you've got experience using a Steadicam before. And if you're a beginner, I would strongly suggest you this stabilizer if you're just starting out as a beginner, or you're kind of sitting between the range of being an intermediate and a beginner. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the Filmic Nerd to stay tuned.